So welcome to the interview series brought to you by What Packaging and IPMI. We are at the PackMach show in Goregaon East, Mumbai. The show is on today, 13 November to 15th November. And right now I am with Amit Khadilkar. He's the managing director, extremely young, of Clevertech. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
First and foremost, if you can share with us what is it that Clevertech is showcasing and what your expectations are for the next 3 days.
So Clevertech is basically an Italian company
Sure.
that is into line integration,
Yep.
starting from depalletizing to palletizing.
Yep.
So of course, beverage is one of our key markets,
Sure.
and being a key market, we are present here, expecting to meet our possible customers and to present them with what we can offer them.
Sure. So, I mean, there are two bits of trivia which we should know. One is Clevertech is probably as old as Amit. Would that be
Yes.
fair to say? 38 odd years. But Amit started this enterprise in a way, he's the sort of founding director of the organization from 2018.
Yeah.
So, if you can tell us what your sort of statement and vision mission was at that time in 2018 and what your expectation was, especially for line integration and palletizing, because India is a complicated, fragmented market.
Yeah.
How do you enter in, and at what space are you hoping to occupy?
Yeah. So I think it's a long question. So
Right.
I'll first try to address the first part. Uh, so my background comes from the other side, where I was actually setting up factories and lines. So for 8 years, I worked with two large multinational companies,
Okay.
where I was at a very young age lucky enough to have the exposure to put up these, varied packaging machines. Uh, and the one thing that I felt during that period was that, first of all, there are not many good local alternatives in terms of the quality, and what we have are people who want to do good things, but they are starting from scratch. So instead of learning from already established technologies, they are starting from zero to develop something that is already established.
So reinventing the wheel from
Exactly. So the idea for me was to try to bring an established brand into the market, and not only bring it for sales, but also eventually for operations. And that's
Sure.
the journey that we have taken. By and large, of course, you need to check the market and the relevance of your product to the market. You need to have insights in order to, let's say, adjust your offering to the expectation of the
Sure.
market.
Sure.
So we took that period when we started in 2018 up until 2020, let's say more or less before COVID,
Yeah.
we tried to understand the market. We were lucky enough to also be successful enough to sustain our operations with a small setup. And then the two things that we realized was that, one is you cannot sustain without service. So, and two, that Indians are very good at service.
Okay.
So it was for us an extremely good situation to have service engineers on board that we could train.
So
Our
how big
Italian,
is your team in service and
now
tech support?
we are around 25 people in India,
Not bad.
and the group trusts Indian entity
Hmm.
to serve the entire geography, starting from Turkey
Okay.
until Japan.
Hmm.
So today
Massive.
I am happy to have a group of young guys that are traveling, that have traveled more than me. So they are much younger than me, have traveled more than
Yep.
me,
Yep.
from Japan to Australia to New Zealand to all the
Understood.
Southeast Asian geography.
Yep.
And they are getting exposure to cutting edge technology,
Yep.
because most of the equipment that are supplied in this region are still from our Italian factory. And on the other hand, then they bring all this experience into Clevertech India,
Yes.
which helps us to maintain our expectations
And
of
standards.
our product that is
Yeah,
made in India.
understood. Yeah, just curious to know from you. Obviously, palletizing is a vast subject, but and you've obviously been in a way developing your team from almost ground zero. What are the three things typically anybody who enters or is sort of eyeing palletization should look at? I mean, what are the three boxes that need to be ticked?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think palletizing as an application, it is if you think about it, for a box that has to be picked up from a conveyor and placed on a pallet, it is a very simple application.
True.
You know, And so for those limited kind of areas where you have to simply pick up a box and place on a pallet, you think that in India you find labor very easily, and
Mm.
it is a
True,
fact that
partially, yeah.
you do find at a very cheap cost the people. But what we have to think as people who are in continuous operations,
Mm.
and I speak a little bit from my experience being
Yep,
in
yep.
operations, uh, is the fact that most of the businesses have their peak periods in festive period,
Mm, of course.
and that's when you don't get the labor.
Mm.
And the other thing is we have to think then on a larger perspective as a country, how many more years do we want our population
Mm.
to be engaged in a stupid activity for 8 hours,
Correct.
like picking a box and placing it?
That's true.
So is that really something
Mm.
that we aspire
Mm.
to be as a
Yes,
country?
yes.
You know. So that being said, these are all nice, high moral
Yes.
stuff.
Mm.
But then the real application of palletizers come in two cases: either
Mm.
where there is a high load or there is a high speed.
Got it.
The third case that I would make is where there are special products. Special
Mm.
products like if you have to palletize naked cans, if you have to
Mm.
palletize naked bottles.
Mm.
These there in those cases, palletizing becomes a primary requirement in the line.
Mm. Mm.
So yeah, so for Clevertech, we are always focused on these, let's say,
Aspects, yeah.
two aspects. Either we need to have a high speed operating setup, or we need to have a high complex operational setup,
Mm.
you know. So
Mm.
that's where we become
So when you
relevant.
say high speed, what are your sort of general
Let's say
three?
typically anywhere that goes beyond 15 boxes,
Got it.
you know, 15
Mm.
boxes per minute and above. And
Significant, yeah.
then the good part with it, with Clevertech, is that we have certain offerings where with one machine we can handle 4 lines that could go up to 80 boxes per minute
Nice,
altogether.
nice.
So
Yeah.
you have one setup,
Yep.
and more or less your entire factory
Yes.
is getting palletized in one point. You have one picking point for the forklift guy,
Mm.
or one point from where you can bring all the pallets into the warehouse,
Mm.
one point where you can supply the empty pallets,
Sure.
and then the entire intra logistics inside the factory.
Mm.
You don't really want pallets to move around in the factory.
Makes sense.
So
Chaos. Yeah.
that's
Yep. Yep.
exactly
Yep.
where we come in.
Yep. Yep.
Having said that,
Mm.
for some customers where they are more careful about the ergonomic parts and they
Mm.
really do not believe that palletizing is something that should be done manually,
Mm.
we have also come up with our own offering in India
Mm.
that is completely designed in India.
Got it. So
Uh,
we'll come to that. So we are flashing forward from 2018 to 2023, and we are
yes,
talking of your Chakan factory.
yes.
So if we can go to again what happened in Chakan in 23, and what did and why did you take the decision to have a manufacturing line
Yeah,
in India in addition to Italy?
yeah. So why we could do it, or why we did it, there are two aspects to it.
Okay.
The first is, of course, in order to give our customers a
Greater
local
service.
cost
Yep.
competitive
Yep.
advantage.
Yep.
But then it's very easy to say that
Mm.
what we did not want to become was exactly that what I said before, to become
Mm.
a final year engineering project company. You know? So that's what we don't want to be.
Right.
We want to remain Clevertech while
Right.
still offering
Yeah.
relevant offerings to the
Makes
customer.
sense.
And that's why the first, let's say, 6 years of our journey was very important,
Okay.
because not only did we do service, and we started getting acceptance for our services across the Clevertech Eastern geography from our customers and our headquarters, but we also started to do in-house programming, in-house
Nice.
documentation. So we
Mm.
really eased into the
Yep. Yep.
manufacturing process. You know, we
Mm.
did not just take it upon us. Okay, market needs it, we need to do it. No,
Yep.
go step by step,
Got it.
take your time,
Mm.
build up the base, build the right culture and the understanding of the technology in the
Sure.
organization, and then do it. So I
Mm.
think 2023, after 6 years of building up a team of, by then we were already 22 plus.
Nice. Mm.
So we had a decent size,
Yep.
and after adding one, let's say, page by page to the book,
Makes
we were
sense. Yep.
eventually,
Yep.
you know,
Yep. Yep.
started to do this.
Yep.
And today I am very proud to say that in 2023, not only is Clevertech India developing products
Yep.
that are not in the Clevertech portfolio
Hmm.
and offering to the entire global scenario.
Hmm.
But we have also manufactured existing Clevertech portfolio products
Hmm.
in India
Okay.
and exported to Europe from India.
Nice. Nice.
So C certifications,
Hmm.
maintaining all the documentation,
Yep. Yep.
following all the regulation,
Hmm.
understanding what is the requirement of a European customer,
Right.
and delivering
Up to
machines.
those standards. Yeah.
So that's something that we feel very proud about.
Yeah, well done, well done. So today, what is the kind of profile of your customers? You'll obviously have the premium customers with whom you started
Yeah.
because of the Italian technology. Now, has there been a shift where you're also having the Rolls Royce on the one hand and
Yes.
the Maruti Desire, so to speak?
I
Yeah,
think you summed it up perfectly,
right.
because that's exactly what we want to do. We
Sure,
want to, uh, of course, retain our multinational customer base.
of course.
So that's something that comes very naturally to Clevertech
Sure.
as a large organization that is present globally in 11 countries on the
Hmm.
ground.
Yep. Yep.
So that's our natural customer base.
Hmm. Hmm.
But of course, in order to also cater to our emerging Indian customers,
Hmm.
our small and medium enterprise
Hmm.
customers,
Indian brands. Yeah.
exactly,
Hmm.
we have already launched a parallel brand.
Okay.
The name of the brand is Smart Tech,
Nice.
and this is a brand where we tailor the solution to the level of acceptance that our Indian customers are
Nice.
willing to, let's say, buy at,
Hmm.
and where they find the value in the product.
Sure.
So keeping the mechanical, let's say, strength
Hmm.
of the Clevertech philosophy,
Sure.
we try to bridge the gap between a standard Clevertech machine
Hmm.
and something that could be more functional and
Nice.
that could be more relevant to our market.
Got it. Got it. And again, one final question. I mean, obviously, this has been a long journey for you and seems to be a very fruitful one. If I meet you again 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where are you seeing this journey, evolve into, and or certain targets that you have set, either global targets, India targets, whatever.
So for us, we are not a group as such. Clevertech is not a group of dreamers.
Okay.
We are very realist and we believe in organic growth. When I
Okay.
started in 2018,
Hmm.
Clevertech was around 70 million euros.
Okay.
Today in 2025,
Hmm.
Clevertech is 250 million euros.
Significant.
When I started in India, we had zero machines.
Right.
Today we have upwards of 65 installations in India.
Nice. Hmm.
So for us, we take it step by step.
Right.
There is no such tagline goal.
Hmm. Right.
For us, it's important that we remain relevant. For
Hmm.
us, it's important that we grow steadily and grow in a way that we can also manage the growth, because it is sometimes in capex equipment,
Hmm.
it is very easy to have one
Yes.
bombastic year
Correct. And
and
then
then you don't have the team to support your customer
makes sense.
and you spoil your name,
Hmm.
and then in 3 years you are struggling, everything is lost.
Sure.
So we don't want to do that. We
Hmm.
want to be steady.
Hmm.
We want to uh, ensure that we bring people into the organization that have to integrate in the philosophy of making good quality machines,
Sure.
and that's the primary thing.
Yes.
Then when we do that, we will grow for sure.
Sure. Sure. And before we sort of let you go, if you can share with our viewers and audience as to where they can find you, that is Amit Khadilkar, at which stall, which hall, and what is it that you're showcasing at PackMach? Any specific device which is part of the Clevertech portfolio that you would want them to?
So I think what I have seen now
Hmm.
recently uh, is that we see a lot of manual activity, especially in the businesses and operations where people are doing retorting of the products, especially
Hmm.
flavored milk and
Yeah.
these kind of
Yeah.
things.
True.
And in order to give a little bit light onto this technology, where
Hmm.
Clevertech brings full scale automation,
Hmm.
from taking your cans or products onto a conveyor, bringing them into the basket layer by layer, putting multiple baskets into the retorts, and getting
Hmm.
the retorts unloaded, products unloaded from the basket and bringing back to the conveyor. It's an entire automation, something that Clevertech and Clevertech India team in this recent past has been installing in a lot of places, New Zealand, Indonesia, Turkey, you name it.
Sure.
And this is a technology that we feel that we should bring to this market.
Sure.
And I think it will help our customers here.
Right.
Uh, and in order to talk about this, on the 20th of November,
Okay.
I actually invite all the viewers that
Okay.
we have here
Sure.
to join us at our Chakan factory.
Nice.
We have an open house where we are displaying 4 machines,
Okay.
different levels of palletizers and depalletizers, and we are going to specifically have a session to talk about this retort loading unloading technology.
Nice.
We'll have our global head of automation, our CTO,
Okay.
coming from Italy,
Wonderful.
to join and speak about all the things that we are doing. And I think that's where that's where you can find me anyway. So
Okay.
that's
Most
where
wonderful. So
I
that
can
is Amit
conclude.
Khadilkar. He is the managing director at Clevertech, and he's also doing a lot of very smart and very intelligent things. A mechanical engineer, also from a corner of India, which is probably my favorite corner, which is Sindhudur. So he's invited all of us, of course, at the PackMach show where they have a stall. But in addition, the open house on 20th of November, where in addition to Amit, I suspect we at What Packaging will also be there. So hopefully see you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks.